Nighttime's coming already. God damn, that was fast. Loud eating munches. Cool. Like that. More loud punching noises. Sticks. Yay. Fishing rod. Ah, get those. It's lovely fishing. Hey, come here. My fish. The line doesn't go very far these days. Although it does sink into the water instead of floating above it now. So it looks like they fixed that. Which is always good. Fish. Oh, that wasn't a fish. Little fishy. Today's fish is trout a la creme. Enjoy your meal. Fish. Today's fish is trout a la creme. Enjoy your meal. Fish. Today's fish is trout a la creme. Enjoy your meal. I will. Oh, stop hitting the bloody thing. What was that? I'm seeing things. That's starting to bug me. That was quick. Oh, you mother... Did that actually go into my inventory? Or did it not? Been watching a lot of Twitch fails and like gifs with sounds on YouTube lately. Some of them are funny, some of them are shit. But it's something to do now and again to fill time when you got a couple of minutes free. You can't be bothered watching anything else. Although, did watch a few days ago, watched all 3 of the Matrix movies. I hear something. It's been a long time. I mean, I haven't watched the Matrix in very, very, very long time. It came out in '99. I watched it in the... Was it in the cinema? My brother went nuts on it. He watched it like, I think 5 or 6 times in the cinema. And... Weird, I thought it was 98 it came out, but no, it was definitely 99. I hadn't seen Matrix Reloaded or Matrix Revolution, Revelation, or whatever it is, in a very long time, since they came out, pretty much. I watched them when they came out, and that was that. But rewatching them, all three of them, back to back, my opinion is different on them. Slightly. I mean, I always held this opinion, but I actually remembered the last film differently than how it ended. It was really weird. The first film is an enjoyable film, but when it first came out in '99, I was one of the few people who wasn't hugely fussed on it. Enjoyed it, but wasn't hugely fussed on it, because I was like, well, by this point, I was entirely entrenched in watching anime, and I'd seen a lot of anime. Granted, a lot of it back in my early days, back in about 90, probably between about 93 to about 98. It was all, I don't know if you remember the production company Manga, that basically what they did is they dubbed anime and brought it into America and Britain. And it was a lot of the stuff that they'd done. So it was, what the hell was a lot of the films they did, like Wicked City and Evil City, which were all crap. But they did do a few really, really good ones. And I'd watched all them, but as I started to get in my own, because a lot of people I knew had them, and then I started to watch more stuff on my own, I started to hunt out more actual manga, anime from Japan, instead of what was only coming into the country. And I started to watch a little more. I started to get it off eBay. Like the cheap Chinese English dubbed versions that came in their own boxes and stuff like that, which I've still got around here. I've still got a lot of them. And so I watched The Matrix, and I was like, but this is a rip-off. I mean, the entire visual style of the film is rip-off a lot of anime, massively Ghost in the Shell. And a lot of the sequences are from anime. This is really weird. Why is nobody else noticing this? Why is everybody raving about this film and how new and fantastic it is, when it isn't new or fantastic? Except, of course, it's live action, and it did a few bits of new things, but I enjoyed it. It was a decent film, but it was really weird. I couldn't understand the love affair people had with it. And it had practically no story. Guy in a computer program comes out of the computer program. That was pretty much about it, and becomes the one. And there's no reason why or for what and all this stuff. But then the second one came out and the third one came out, and whereas the first film was, I find, especially now rewatching it, I find the first film very stale on the dialogue. It hasn't got a lot. What it does have feels forced and out of place, and it's not really well delivered. I mean, it's not the actor's fault, I don't think, but and then it was basically the first film felt like it was unnecessary like dialogue that was basically there purely to tie action scene in with another action scene. But the second and third films, which are basically one film split into two, is completely opposite. It's like masses of dialogue, which if you do not listen to, you will not get what the hell's going on, with action scenes in between. And I think that's why a lot of people didn't like the second and third film, because I think they're good films. They're massively story driven, but they tell the story of tell the story of Neo, why he is the one and everything. And I think it's pretty decent. It tells the story well. I think it matches to the original film. I don't know why everybody hates on them. I really don't. The special effects on them is, now and again, I mean, the fight sequence between Neo and Smith, and when that agent jumps onto the car on the freeway scene, that's like, oh, that's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. So the special effects could be could have been better, maybe. I mean, even for 2003, when the second and third films came out, maybe could have been better. But I still think they're good films. And all three of them are good films and go well together. And I think people are a bit mean on them. Definitely a bit mean on them. And the Wachowski brothers didn't really do anything else that was decent before or after the Matrix films. Ooh, I just got something nice. What was it? It's a bow. It's completely fucked. Go away, squid. Fucking pufferfish, man. I do not want a pufferfish. It's really weird how your memory doesn't remember certain things well. If anybody's seen the Hellboy films, it's amazing to watch Hellboy 1 and 2 because they're almost completely different types of films. Hellboy 1 is a superhero, sort of normal action movie with monsters and supernatural entities in it. But the second film is more like Wizard of Oz or Alice in Wonderland. It's, it suddenly introduces, instead of creatures being in the human world, suddenly it's like humans in this fantasy world that he creates. And it's as if you took Hellboy and instead of taking and putting Hellboy, Hellboy's a demon in the human world fighting supernatural monsters. So if you took Hellboy out of the human world and just put him into a supernatural world, it's very, very... They're contrasting films. And for some reason, my brain remembered the Matrix 2 and 3 like that. I remember them, for some reason, I remember them being completely contrastedly different to the original Matrix movie. And they're not. It's really weird. So shame we were watching it, it's a massive leap between the two films. There was so thing, and I was watching them thinking, Jesus Christ, I'm wrong. I must have remembered these films so wrong. I mean, the end sequence when Neo's fighting Agent Smith at the very end of number 3, I remember him fighting all of them, and he doesn't. I was like, okay, my brain and my memory suck balls. I mean, granted, it has been nearly 16 years, but still. I have to watch the Star Wars movies just to see if they're as shit as I remember them being. Although everybody else seems to think they're shit, so I'm wondering. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan anyway. Right, I need oh, for Christ, it's criminally sick. Stop pressing that button. Nothing's happening for you. You'll just be sat there watching it going, what's he talking about? For me, the screen just disappears. I need that in there. I need that. Floaty, maybe? Put it there for now. Plonk that in there. Plonk the fish in there. Stop pressing the fucking button. Jesus Christ, I don't even know why I'm doing it. Right. What shall I go and adventure first? What do I need? Let's armor up first, I think. So let's go and see if we can find diamonds. Diamonds. So first, so first, we gotta go find some diamonds for a pickaxe. Then find some diamonds for armor, chestplate, all the bits and all the good accoutrements. But I also want to get my... That one didn't go in my inventory, did it? No, I went down there. Okay, I got a ball. I also want to get what you call it? Not smithing. That's what I'm looking for. That word. The word. That one. Enchanting. I need to get my enchanting up. So, get all those sorted. And then I'll think about... But that didn't go down. That was not fair. So yeah, get all those sorted, and then maybe... If anybody thinks that I shouldn't MC edit my platform back in, say so in the comments. If people think that it's a good idea, say so in the comments. If I don't MC edit it in, I don't know what I'm going to go build. To be honest, there's a mushroom biome exactly where I'm facing in my original world. Right there, up there. And it's not that far away. When I recreated the world the second time, when I recreated the world, I don't know why I said second time. When I recreated the world, the mushroom biome actually moved closer to the mesa biome. It was right next to it, whereas before there was a snow biome and then a mushroom biome. So, what originally I had planned for the mushroom biome was to build a haunted house on there. I don't know if you remember me talking about it way back when, but I had this idea that I could build maybe a house that is falling down and then get zombies in there and get the zombies to sort of trap them in the house itself. So as you're walking around the house, they're making the noises, but you can't see them, they can't get you, just to give it more of a spooky atmosphere to it. So yeah, I might go and do that. That was a good idea, but I never got around to doing it. I have a lot of good ideas on things, but again, it comes down to actually building it, I think, for me. Because at the end of the day, I've got to go and build it, and I suck. As I was saying about Imperium, I start things, and I get halfway through, and I'm like, I do not like this at all. I watch people on YouTube playing Minecraft, and they build these aesthetically gorgeous houses, and you're like, you fucking dick cheese. How can I do that? And they're adding all these features to them, and with half steps and slabs and things, and they're going, "Oh, this looks perfect," and this looks, and I'm looking and thinking, "I hate that. I hate you." My house. I look at my house in Minecraft. It's a block. It's a block with a window and a door in it. I think I just picked up a boot towel. So yeah, that is my big problem. Actually building it in the first place. Getting the ideas is not a problem. I've got loads of them. Manifesting those ideas into the game, not so good. Not so hot. So I could do it playing with somebody who could actually build. Don't have a server anymore. One of the people I play with, Haha, sounds dead. One of the people I play games with is actually moving in soon. Supposedly. Maybe. He's supposedly been moving in for the last 2 months. So hopefully once he moves in, we can actually play LAN games. So we won't need a server. So hopefully we might play some games together. And I can do a commentary version, because if I can get him to sit here with his laptop and then put the mic between us, we'll be able to play a LAN game whilst both speaking on the mic, so I can actually do a commentary-less version as well, which actually be really nice. The worst thing is the commentary-less people will never know how much work I'm going into to make commentary-less versions. What did I just get? Oh, swear I just got something. Ooh. Nice. Except I can't use it because it's nearly broken. That's what I get. Oh, can't stop. I got 2 name tags. Raw salmon. Cook up the salmon in a minute. And that. No, I need the sticks. No, I don't need that. Don't need the clownfish, don't need that. Don't need the bowl. I swear I put that in there. That's weird. Put that in there then. Nice amount of fish. Put that in there, so I'm going to have to put it. Put that in there, put that in there. Right there. Where's that iron? 1, 2, 3. Swear I had sticks. Yeah, they're right in front of me. Idiot. Excellent. Yay! Use up my ammo first. It says go and find diamonds. Idiot. It says not do that. Should have made a spade. Oh. My ear just popped. It's weird. You love her. Gold. Right then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, large amount of gold. Over. not want lava. Bane of my existence, lava. Right, what level are we on? 16. No, are we on 16? No, wrong button. Yep, 16. I need to go to 11. I usually go to 11, and then I find that usually brings you about to the top of lava pools. Usually. Most lava pools it brings you to the top of. And... don't know if that's any good or not. Hello. Anybody about? Oh. It's a dead end by the looks of it. See, so... yeah, 11, see? So, 11 usually... Shit me, don't sprint! 11 usually brings you about nicely to the top of the lava pools. So then you can branch mine along. And hey, prestidigitato, you don't hit lava. And then you have to dig yourself out of giant lava pits. Which I do not like to do. Because it's a pain in the rectal cavity. I don't know where to go over there though. That looks like a more complex. Ooh, hello. I'm gonna have a look up here. There's nothing up here. But I'll put that up there on the off chance. Yeah, that looks like a lot more complex. Oh, caves. I see some gold though. Yeah, I'll leave it for the moment. I'll take this. To get that. Redstone's always useful. I actually like building with redstone blocks as well, so. Diamond. I wonder what's underneath there. I wonder how far this goes.